Hi, my name is Ryan Dooley. This is my project video for Info 476. For my project, I had worked with this company called Mobby Marketing. As you can see, Mobby offers a number of different types of marketing services. One of the big ones that they offer that I work specifically in is search engine optimization, or as I'll call it over and over again, SEO. Okay, so for my project, I had two different portions, I would call them. The first one was to build a portal for Mobby Marketing, and the second one was about their SEO campaign. So, okay, so the first part that I'm going to talk about is the portal. The owners of the company had asked me to develop something that, for their clients, was like my classes. Both of them were Salisbury graduates, and they liked the idea of a workspace for them and their clients to use at the same time so that they could communicate better. So this is a document that we had come up with early on in the semester, which outlined the desires and the needs that they wanted from the portal and the constraints of it. So with the desires, the big thing that they had kind of wanted was the ability to share files like videos, pictures, and presentations in high quality. Mobby does a lot of work with making promotional videos and different type of ads for different companies, and they needed something more than just normal file sharing through email and other common methods of file sharing, because they use a lot of high quality cameras, and some of the files that they can upload aren't the usual like GIF or PDF formats. So they needed something that could support a lot of different formats. They also wanted different levels of authority. So with their portal, they wanted to be able for them to be the admins of their portal, and then their clients obviously to be just the user level. They also wanted some pretty obvious things, like they wanted a login screen with a forgot your password and reset your password. But then they also wanted a help forum or a chat room in case some of their clients didn't understand how to use the portal. And there are some other things that they were hoping to implement, like an online system to pay your bills, and they wanted to be able to attach it to their website in the beginning. So the constraints of the project is they're a startup company, so they wanted the portal to be either free or low of cost to them. And they didn't want things to be super costly to run the support functions that they wanted, like the forgot your password or help forum or a chat room that they wanted. The yellow are the things that we were able to accomplish in finding a portal, and then the other things, the green ones, are the things that didn't really apply anymore, and the red things are the things that we failed to. So now it's time to show you what we had found for a portal. After a little bit of trial and error on their website using WordPress, we had found that this website called Box fulfilled all of our needs and satisfied what we wanted in a portal. So Box is a file sharing website that allows you to share files with not only Box users but anyone in a number of different ways. So they have a number of different plans that you can go through using Box. What I started Lookout on was the free personal plan. So as of right now, Mobby is on the personal plan, not the personal pro, but the personal plan. What that entails is that their online storage is limited to 10 gigs, and their file size limit is limited to 250 megabytes. So one of the things Mobby really liked was that they can upgrade through Box and get more online storage if they need it. But honestly, 10 gigs of online storage is still pretty good for what their client base is at right now. So one of the desires that we were able to fulfill was the desire for some type of authority. So as you can see, Box lets you set levels of authority with people who you are collaborating with. You can set it so that people in your folder, or only people who have access to your Box account, can edit or access certain materials. So desire for users to have a unique logon, but then also the reset password and the help forum are satisfied already by Box. Box also has a number of apps that are available to you for free that make it easier to use Box and upload and download your files very easily. I'll show you an example of that in a second. So I installed some apps into their computers that their Microsoft Office suite has a button where you can upload straight to Box. So as you can see, I have the application installed into my Microsoft Office. So I'm going to save this into the folder of Mobby client work. I'm going to, and then I'll show you that it's uploaded. So as you can see, the file got uploaded straight to the folder that I wanted it to. So what I had just showed you was the app for Box called Box for Office, as you just saw right here. But Box has a number of different apps that I'll show you in a second. So Box has pages and pages of free apps that you can download. Mobby had downloaded 2 or 3 of these apps, including one that I thought was pretty interesting, was something where you can write down a signature and then have it pasted into a Word document that you put up, which was nice because if they wanted to share a contract through Box, then they didn't have to meet. They could just sign it digitally and then have it sent over to their customers. So as you can see, here are the users and their admin levels, but I'm going to show you how to send out your Box file. So I clicked on the presentation I just uploaded, and here are my different options. You can open it using PowerPoint on your computer, you can share it, or you can just download it yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it to my email. So this is the email that I got, and we're going to click on the View File button. So as you can see, Luke has the settings set up so that you can do the exact same thing that he can. You can either open it in PowerPoint, you can share it, you can download it, or you can enter a comment if you want, which is nice because they were looking for that communication between them and their customers. So if they're able to enter the comments, then that's an effective way of communicating. So the last thing about the portal that I'll show you about Box is we did a little bit of an analysis because we were kind of wondering, so what's the difference between Box and just like sending things out through email, sending things out through a Google Doc? So using an edited version of our desires that we had originally wanted, we had created this chart, and we had found that Box satisfied a lot of the needs that we wanted, and using it just like an email or inviting people to collaborate on Google Docs really did. Just a funny little bit to close. Remember how Luke and Trotta kind of wanted something like a My Classes-esque? Funny story, look who uses Box. My Classes actually does. So that concludes my Box portion. I will go on to the SEO portion, or campaign portion of my project next. So Mobby Marketing had this SEO campaign where SEO, search engine optimization, is a field of business that they're up and coming in, and it's a big portion of what they want to do. So they do offer a good bit of SEO products, which I have to admit I did not know a ton about. So a good portion of the first half of this semester was used in SEO research. So I'm going to kind of outline to you how I did my research and what my deliverables were for my research. So the majority of my research, I didn't really know a ton about SEO, was done through this website called Lynda, which I had accessed through the Salisbury University website. So Lynda is a very helpful resource because they have videos, and as the video is playing, they have the captions, which is just the narration of the video. But then they also follow along with what they say, and they highlight it. They highlight every sentence that they're talking about. So here, I'll give you an example. Watch the script as the video plays.
Talking about their day-to-day life or interacting with brands like.
And so this sheet was how I used, or what I used to do my research on Lynda. This was kind of like my note sheet and what I handed to the members of Mobby Marketing every week. This is one of the products that they offer that I had to do a good bit of research on. But as you can see, I have a good bit from the lecture that I had watched, and I had highlighted things that I thought were pertinent and like parts of the video to go back to if in case I needed to relearn or rewatch. This was another example of a document that I had turned into Mobby Marketing and that I had used in my final result. So my big project with SEO necessarily didn't have any sort of end big product or end finished good or anything. The portal definitely did. So one of the things that I had struggled with was I just spent the first half of the semester just researching all the products they had and giving them recommendations and but there wasn't really anything that was concrete. So once November rolled around, the owners of Mobby Marketing were had this idea for a business proposal they were gonna send to Mayor Jake Day. So I've been asked not to show you the specifics of the business proposal, but essentially this is what it is. Luke and Trot are both very fond of the Salisbury area. Trot's lived here all of his life, and Luke has been here for several years. So basically, they're good friends with the mayor, Jake Day, and so they had noticed that when you search about Salisbury and you look up, let's say, Salisbury, Maryland on the YouTube, that the city's not very well represented. I mean, a lot of it is fights and about the police department, a hood argument, a cat fight. A lot of it does not represent Salisbury very well. Or if you tried another very similar search, if you did Best of Salisbury, Maryland under the videos category of Google, that what they called it was the search is kind of monopolized by poor advertising and these companies who upload videos that aren't very good. And basically, what they had come to the conclusion of was that they had the time and the resources through their SEO products to be able to fix some of it. Along with some of the other marketing proposals that they had made about the nightlife in the city, they really wanted to be able to prepare a business proposal to Mayor Day about using what specific SEO products and a pricing bundle for their proposal. So that's where they kind of relied on me. They wanted me to be able to help them with their proposal. So what I had done was prepared this report for them to incorporate into their business proposal. I was able to incorporate some of my research into what I had done too, which was cool because it finally felt like what I was doing with the SEO started to click. All of which had turned into this final product. I've been asked to not scroll down, so sorry I can't show you the details of it. So those were my big projects this semester, and now I'm going to go through the documents I'd submitted, the lessons learned, and then the project accomplishments and failures. The first thing that I will say was that I thought that I was, after taking Info 301 and 386 and working in PHP and HTML, that I was going to be some sort of wizard in coding, and that I was going to be able to, or I wasn't going to have that much difficulty in trying to code some sort of portal for Mobby, but that turned out to just not be true. Number 4, obviously I learned a lot about search engine optimization and like different types of searches with keywords and stuff like that. But I saw it kind of like I could see myself develop better skills even using Lynda. Like when I was researching on Lynda, when I had a lot of trouble with trying to find a portal because pretty much what I was typing in. But instead, through my research, I had found stuff about keywords and like how to do better searches, and that helped me out a lot. With number 5, I did think that documentation was a very strong portion of the work that I had done, solely because it helps you kind of organize your thoughts. And like with the SEO products that I researched, I had no idea what I was getting into, so I had to kind of do that appropriate documentation, make sure I was taking good notes, etc. So for the last one, for number 8, Tron had actually taken me out to a presentation at Impact IT, and they're a company over in downtown Salisbury. But they were that presentation was very helpful. I got some good Q&A in with some of the people who were presented. So my goal with the SEO campaign for Mobby in the beginning was kind of broad and didn't really have any sort of end product, but I think that I kind of stuck through it, and eventually an end product came that I was able to help Mobby out. While I didn't code a portal into their website like I had originally intended to, I did find a good substitute, and that substitute worked. And like I said earlier, I was pleased with the networking I did with like going to the Impact IT and seeing some of the customers that they. Now some failures. I didn't really have a super rigorous schedule. I would go in there once or twice a week, usually on Thursday or Friday. And I mean, Luke and Trotter are my friends, so sometimes we just kind of not really do much. We joke around. I wish I had done a little bit more with Box for Mobby. I think there was some more that I could have done there. And like I said earlier, it's kind of a lot of trial and error with the SEO research. Some of it was useful, some of it really wasn't. But so that's my project. This is Ryan Dooley. I am signing off.